Hello everybody and welcome to today's class. We're coming to you in two parts today. We've got a 30-minute full body section, and then if you want to do more, we're gonna do 20 minutes of standing and tack that all together and call it a class. So you've got options for how you can move through today's class. When you're ready, just meet me down at your mat, on your mat. Words are gonna be tricky for this, I already feel it. I'm gonna sit cross-legged. You can go legs out in front of you or sit in a long butterfly. Wherever you feel comfortable, that's where I want you to go. We'll anchor the sits bones down into the mat, take the hands to the tops of the legs, and then give me a nice big roll of the shoulders as you open up through your chest and let the shoulder blades slide down and back. From here, we take 4 deep breaths. Inhale as you breathe in through the nose, filling your body up with air, expanding through the rib cage from side to side and front to back. And then exhale out, let all of that air go. Good, for 3, inhale. And exhale, let it go. For 2, inhale. And exhale, let it go. And then 1 more, inhale. And exhale, let it go. Good. With that last exhale, we'll reach the legs so they go all the way out in front of us. Let's open the feet up so that they're about mat's distance apart, flexing your feet, pulling toes to nose, pushing the heels forward, maybe lifting up a little bit through the back of the knees. Hands are going to come behind your head. You'll interlace the fingers together, open the elbows out towards the sides of the room, and try and relax through the shoulders. Inhale as you twist the upper body over towards the right. You'll give you a 1-2 pulse like this. 1, 2, and then exhale, come through center. Inhale, same thing over towards the left. 1-2 pulse. 1, 2, and then exhale, come through center. Good, let's do 3 more each side. Over to the right. Pulse, pulse. Twist and pulse, pulse. Good, for 2. And then 1 more. With that last one, you can release the hands from behind the head, reaching the arms out in front of you. Inhale as you sit up tall, exhale as you tuck and roll, drawing in from the belly button. We'll find that deep curve through our spine as we roll ourselves all the way down towards the mat, shoulders going down, head going down, arms reach back overhead, big inhale. Exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down towards the tops of your legs, tucking chin to chest. You'll roll yourself all the way up to seated, and then inhale, round forward through the upper back, reaching over for the toes. For 3, inhale, sit up tall, drop the shoulders, exhale as you tuck and roll, coming all the way down to your mat. Shoulders go down, head goes down, arms reach back, inhale. And then exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down. Nod your chin to your chest, roll yourself all the way up, keeping the feet flexed, sliding the heels along the mat, rounding forward. Good, for 2, inhale, sit up tall, drop the shoulders. Exhale, tuck and roll. Shoulders down, head down, arms back, inhale. Exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down, tuck your chin to your chest. Imagine you're pulling back on your feet, using the flex of the feet to help you to come up and then round it forward. We're doing 1 more like that. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, tuck and roll. Good. Shoulders and head go down, arms reach back, inhale. And then exhale, lift your arms, press your hands down, tuck your chin to your chest, roll yourself all the way up. And then round it forward through the upper back, reaching over for the toes. Good, from right there, let's rebuild the spine, sit up nice and tall, and then reach the arms up overhead, reaching fingertips towards the ceiling. We'll take the right hand so it comes down by our side, reach that left arm up and over, big side body stretch, anchoring down into the left hip, opening up and finding space from hip to armpit to middle finger. Good, exhale as you come up through center. We'll take the left hand so it comes down, reach the right arm up and over. Oh, side body stretches are my favorite. Good, anchoring down into that right hip, opening up through the right side. Awesome, and then when you're ready, just bring it back up through center. We'll bring the arms so they come back out in front of us, and then roll yourself all the way down to your mat. You can go nice and slow, or you can just kind of plop down. Plopping down is okay. Shoulders down, head down, arms back, inhale. And then I want you to bring the legs closer to each other, point the toes. Imagine you're in like a taffy stretcher. You're in Willy Wonka. Your arms are being stretched one way and reaching one way. Your toes are being stretched the opposite way. Take up as much space as you can. Find as much length as you can. Get as big as you can. Good, and then when you're ready, arms are going to lower down by your sides. I need to pull myself in because I rolled myself off of my mat. Okay, we're gonna bring the arms down by your sides. You can keep the legs reaching out in front of you towards the bottom edge of that mat. And then just kind of feel right away how your pelvis kind of tips up and your back springs off of the mat. I want you to try your best to pull things back in. It's going to be tricky because the legs are out in front of us, but try. See if you can tuck the tailbone a little bit right here so you feel a little more supported. Hands down by your side, spread out through your fingertips, roll the shoulders down and back. And then on your inhale, you're going to lift the right leg up so it goes up above your hip. A bent knee works perfectly fine. You could even do more of a bent knee right here. Okay, from here, we're going to do 4 big circles with that right leg. You'll inhale, cross the right leg over towards the left, circle down, and then exhale as you come up and around. We go for 3. For 2, and you can do the same thing with a bent knee. And then 1 more. Good, and then we'll reverse the direction of the circle, opening out towards the right, trying to anchor down into that left hip, crossing over towards the left, up and around. We go for 3, open, cross, up and around. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Once your leg comes back up, you can lower the right leg all the way down. We'll do the same thing on the left. Lifting the left leg up, either pointed toe, straight leg, or bent knee. You're going to cross that left leg over towards the right, circle down, and then exhale as you come up and around. Trying to stay anchored down into both hips for 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Left leg comes up around through center and we'll reverse that direction, opening out towards the left, crossing to the right, coming up and around. You go for 3. For 2. And 1 more. Good. With that last one, you're going to lower your left leg down and then bend your knees, feet about hips distance apart. We're going to reach the arms so they come up above the shoulders. Big exhale as you press your hands down. Your hands can find the tops of your legs. You're going to press down into your hands, press down into your legs, nod your chin to your chest as you start to slide your hands up your thighs, bringing yourself all the way up to seated, and then inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Pause right here. Grow tall, and then exhale, you're going to drop the arms down as you sink back into that C curve, rolling yourself all the way down to your mat. Shoulders down, head down, arms back. Inhale. Exhale, press the hands down towards the tops of the legs, nod the chin to the chest, feel your hands sliding across the front of your legs, the tops of your legs. Inhale, sit up, grow tall. Exhale, lower the arms, sink back into that C curve. Shoulders go down, head goes down, arms go back. Inhale. Exhale. And I promise that exhale is going to help. Most of the time it feels really silly. It feels just like super dumb to make that really loud, audible exhale, but I promise you it will help. Inhale, exhale. Good. All right, once we get down, we'll do 3 more reps. Tuck and roll, bring it all the way down. This will be 3. Try that breath, see if it helps. Good, this will be 2. Lift the arms, press the hands down, nod the chin to the chest, bring it all the way up. Good. This will be our last one. Big exhale. Good. Arms come up and then you're going to bring them right back down in line with your shoulders. Knees stay bent, feet stay hips distance apart. Exhale, you're going to roll halfway back into that C curve and open the right arm out by your side, reaching that right arm out towards the back corner. Exhale as you come back up to seated, and then inhale, let's take that same thing on the other side, sweeping the left arm out and around. and then coming right back up. Now, you'll probably notice right away your feet want to lift off of the mat. If you feel that happening, you don't have to go so far. You really don't. It doesn't have to be this huge, enormous movement. I just want you to think about finding the curve through your spine and then trying to find a little bit of rotation in the upper body. So a little release through the upper back and through the shoulders, but definitely a challenge for the lower half of the body to stabilize us. Let's go for 2 and 2. 1 more. And 1 more. Good. We'll come back up through center, and then I want you to come back into that C curve again, just about halfway. Pressing down into the heels, pressing down into the hips. You're drawing the belly button in. We're finding the shape of the letter C from the crown of the head to the tailbone. From here, not moving anything but the arms, you're going to inhale, lift that right arm up. Exhale, lower it down. Same thing on the left. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just for 3 more. Lift and lower, lift and lower for 2 and 2. 1 more, and then 1 more. Good. Arms come down. You're going to roll all the way up and then open up at the knees. Take a little fold forward for your butterfly stretch. Good. Big inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Awesome. From here, I know we did some wristy stuff yesterday, so if your wrists are bugging you, then you can skip this one, but I promise it's a stretch, and I'm not just saying that to get you to do it. We're going to come up into a tabletop position. Hands are going down, about shoulder distance apart, spread out through your fingertips, and the knees are directly underneath the hips. If you can see yourself from the side, that's always going to be a good indication if you are truly in that tabletop position. Left knee stays where it's at. Right leg is going to reach out by your side. Okay, so we're in our side kneeling position. And then all I want you to do is inhale, send your hips back, point the toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale as you pull things forward. Okay, so your foot's going to move with the rest of your leg, turning the toes up. And then bring it back in. See, I told you it's a stretch. We reach back. If your inner thigh is tight, you're going to feel this one for sure. Let's go for 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. With your last one, you're going to keep the lower body where it's at, walk your hands up, and then bring yourself up into a tall kneeling position, okay? You can stay facing wherever you're at on your mat. I'm just gonna turn to face you guys. So we have the left knee down, the right leg is out by our side. You can even bring your right leg a little bit forward of the rest of your body. See how that feels. We're going to take the hands behind the head, open up through the elbows, reaching out towards the sides of the room. And then on your inhale, here we go. We're gonna tip up and over, going towards the left. Exhale, use that right side oblique, rebuild the spine. Inhale up and over. Exhale, we bring it back in. And we're going to be revisiting this side kneeling position in Thursday's class. You guys ask all the time for intermediate classes, so we'll see after Thursday if that's what you truly want. Let's go for 3. Inhale. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. With that last one, you're just going to rebuild the spine, stay right here, legs stay where they're at. You're going to inhale as you twist over towards the left. Exhale as you come through center, and then inhale, take it over towards the right. Exhale through center. Now, if your hips move here, that is okay. It's okay. It would be nearly impossible for us to stay completely still. Always remember, we are not robots. We are humans, so it's pretty difficult to move things independently of each other. Good. For 2 and 2. 1 more. And 1. Good. We come back through center. If your shoulders feel a little bit warm, you can bring the arms down for a moment, but we're going to go right back into our side over, and then exhale, come back up. Inhale, you're going to tip up and over. Exhale, really utilize that right side oblique to come up. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back in. You're going for 4. For 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. With that last one, arms are coming all the way down. You're just going to take a second, shake out through the shoulders. Okay, and then when you're ready, let's reach the arms so they go out to T. We'll do pretty much that same side over, but think more like our mermaid side body stretch. Okay, we're just gonna go over towards the left. So you'll inhale up and over, reaching the right arm up, reaching the left arm down, and then exhale, come back through center. Okay, that's all. Inhale up and over. Exhale back in. Good. We'll just do 4. For 3. For 2. Whew. And then 1 more. Good. We'll come up through center, and then I want you to slide the right hand down the leg, reach the left arm up and over, big side body stretch. Good. Exhale, everything is going to come up through center. Then I want you to take your hands to your hips. Now, we've done this one before. I honestly can't remember the last time we did this. I know we did it in the challenge, okay? We're taking a single side kneeling squat, okay? So we've done this in Pilates strength, reaching the arms up overhead. We're gonna do it right here with no additional weight. Bring your hands to your hips to start. It's gonna be an inhale to send your hips back. Exhale to push things back up, squeezing into the glute. Okay, it's gonna feel really similar to that first like groin rock that we did, right? We get a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of elongation through that right inner thigh, okay? But as we're coming up, I want you to try and utilize that left glute and hamstring. It might not connect right away, and that's okay. This one I think is a little bit easier to feel and connect into when we do have the weights in our hands. We're hinging back and then pressing up. And if you're ready, we're gonna do a little bit more. Hands come to the shoulders, elbows pull in tight. As you press up, you're going to reach the arms up. We'll exhale, press back. Hands to the shoulders, exhale, push up, arms up overhead. Good, let's just do 4. For 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good, with that last one, arms can come down. We're going to stay in this side kneel. Just reach the hands in front of you so you come back into that position that we started in. Okay, both hands down, wrists underneath the shoulders. And then we're going to pull the right leg back and around so you can tuck the toes under. Another stretch, you're going to push your heel down, releasing the back of the right leg. And then like you're pointing your toes, you're gonna pull things back in. A little shift of the shoulders over the wrist just for 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. We can bring things in. Right knee comes in to meet the left, and then take a moment, just reach hips to heels so you can come off of your wrist and get a little bit of release through the knees. Okay, take a moment, really round the spine forward, roll out, take some circles through the wrist. I'm gonna flip around because I have to, but you stay right where you're at. And when you're ready, we'll do that all again on the other side. Hands will come back. We'll find that tabletop position to start. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. This time the right knee stays down. Left leg is going to reach out by your side, and you can start with the inside edge of the left foot, pressing down into the mat, okay? From here, it's an inhale. You send the hips back. You're going to let the leg and the foot turn up with you. Oh, you can't see my foot, can you? Exhale, you're gonna send it back. But you know what I'm talking about. The inside edge of the foot is gonna lift up with you, turning the toes up towards the ceiling, and then inhale back in. We go back, and then in. Let's go 3 more. This is one of my favorites. I'm like side body stretches, and this I could do all day long. We go for 2. And then 1 more. Good. We'll bring things in, and then from here you can start to walk the hands in. You're gonna have to shift the weight back a little bit. Come all the way up into that tall kneeling position, shoulders stacked on top of hips, hips on top of knee. I'm just gonna flip around so y'all can still see. We have the right knee down, the left leg out by our side, and again, hands are going to come right here behind your head. You can interlace the fingers together. Think about reaching the elbows out towards the sides of your room. And if you notice your shoulders creeping up in towards your ears, just take a moment, maybe even separate your hands, bring the hands more towards the sides of your head. From here, we'll inhale as we tip up and over towards the right, and now we get to use the left side oblique. Exhale as you come through center, rebuild the spine. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, take it back in. We're going for 4, for 3, for 2, and then last one. Good. Stay upright, shoulders on top of the hips. Inhale as you twist the upper body over towards the right. Exhale through center. Inhale as you twist over towards the left. Exhale through center. Remember, if the hips move with you, that's perfectly all right. Over to the right, center, left, and center. We'll go for 2. And 2. 1 more. And 1 more. Good. Coming through center, we go back into those side overs. Inhale up and over towards the right. Exhale as you use that left side to come back up. We're just going for 4. For 3. For 2. And then last one, come all the way up and then reach your arms so they go out to T. I'll say it now, but I don't know if I'll be able to execute this tomorrow at arms and abs. Hopefully I can lay off the shoulders. Inhale, we're going back up and over. We'll take this nice big side body stretch, and then exhale, you're just coming through center. Inhale, up and over, a little bit more to, with the arms up overhead, a little bit more work on our core, especially on the way back up. It's more body weight to pull up for 3. For 2, keep breathing. 1 more. Good, and then take the left hand down. You can reach it down that left leg, taking the right arm up and over. Good, just make sure you're not pressing into the kneecap on your left side because, ouch, it won't feel so good. When you're ready, you're coming back up through center, rebuilding the spine. Hands can come to your hips, and we're gonna take that single leg side kneeling squat. Single leg kneeling squat. Side kneeling squat, whatever. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Can you tell I didn't sleep last night? When you're ready, we're finding that neutral spine. Inhale as you hinge back through the hips, and then exhale, you try and use that right side, the glute and the hamstring, to push you back up. Inhale, you go back. Exhale, come up. Now I think for me today, just because I'm a little tight from traveling, I feel this a lot in my inner thigh, a lot in my hip, and that's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. Again, like I said on the first side, this one can be tough to connect mind with muscle. It can be really tough to connect into that glute and hamstring on the way up, so it just takes a little bit of practice. If you're ready, we add on with the arms. Hands come towards the shoulders, elbows pull in. Inhale, hinge back. Exhale, push up and reach. Good. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, reach. Inhale, back. Exhale, reach. Good. For 4. For 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Good, with that last one, arms come all the way down. You're going to bring the hands back down so that we find the same tabletop position, left leg out by your side, wrists underneath the shoulders, okay? Reach that left leg so that it goes back. You can tuck your toes under, and then from here, you're going to keep those toes tucked under, push the heel down like you're trying to flex your foot, finding a release through the back of the left leg. And then push down into the ball of the foot, lifting the heel. We shift forward. And the shoulders may come over the wrist. That's okay. We go for 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Reach back. Good. And then bring it in. Good. Your knee can come in. You can reach back, hips to heels, finding your child's pose, arms reaching long in front of you, pressing down into the heels of the hands, maybe rounding the spine forward so you can really find that deep release. Inhale. And then exhale, let it go. When you're ready, you're going to pull yourself all the way forward and then lay down onto your front, finding your prone position. Legs are reaching back behind you. Forearms are going to come in front of you. Stack one hand on top of the other. Doesn't matter which one. Pick your favorite hand, put it on top. Okay. And then relax your shoulders. Okay. Release tension from your jaw, release tension from your neck. Let your forehead rest down onto your hands. Okay. From here, we're pressing into the front of the hips. Think about tucking your tailbone under, what we always talk about. It's going to feel a little different here because now we have different feedback points with our front body on the mat. Okay. You're pointing your toes. You're going to squeeze your glutes, lift the legs. It doesn't have to be very high. And then inhale, lower the legs back down. Big exhale, we squeeze the glutes, we lift the legs, we point the toes. Inhale, you take it right back down. Just for 3. And lower. For 2. And then 1 more. Good. Legs lower down. Left leg's going to stay still. You're going to lift up about 1 inch through the right leg. Flex through your foot and then bend your knee. Pull the heel towards the hip. Point your toe, release the right leg back out. So kneecap is hovering. We flex the foot. Exhale, bend the knee, heel towards the hip. Pause, point the toe, release the leg. Let's go for 4. Flex, bend, and pull it in. Point and release. We go for 3. For 2. And then 1 more. Flex, bend, point, and kick. Now from there, I want you to flex your foot, bend your knee to about 90 degrees, wherever you feel like that is for you. Little pulses like you're trying to push your heel up towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right leg comes all the way down. Release that leg. Take a second and breathe. Same thing on the other side. So we're still staying active through the right leg, pressing into the top of the foot, lifting up through the kneecap. We lift up through the left leg about 1 inch away from your mat so that when you flex your foot, you don't hit the ground. Okay. So you'll start by flexing your foot. You're going to inhale, bend your knee, pull your heel towards your hip, pause, point your toe, and then release the left leg back out. Flex your foot, bend your knee, heel towards the hip, pause, point the toe, release the leg back out. You go for 4. Flex, bend, point, and kick. For 3. For 2. And then last one. Point and kick. Bend the knee, flex the foot. You're at about 90 degrees. Keep the upper body relaxed. We pulse up like you're pushing your foot towards the ceiling, trying to make a footprint on your ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Left leg lowers down. You can point the toe, release the leg back, and then move your hands so they come underneath the shoulders. Legs can come together. Big exhale. Press yourself all the way up and back, rounding through the spine, pressing back to find your child's pose. Good. Big inhale right here as you fill everything up with air. Exhale out to let it all go. Beautiful. And when you're ready, you're gonna pull things forward into a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under and take a big exhale as you hover the knees off of the mat, finding an elevated tabletop position. Inhale and then exhale, press the hips up and back, pressing the chest towards the tops of the legs. We're hanging out here for a second just so we can wrap up this first part. Okay, so if you're done with class, if 30 minutes is all you have, we're gonna end right here, just pedaling out through the feet, bending one knee, pushing the opposite heel down, and then switching, switch, and switch. Let's go for 2 and 1. Good. You can press both of your heels down and then start to walk your hands in towards your feet. Anchoring your heels down, you can release the hands, grab for opposite elbows, little bend into the knees, and then just sway the upper body from side to side. Good. All right. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. When you're ready, hands can come back down towards the mat. We'll start to roll ourselves all the way up to stand. And if all you've got is those 30 minutes, once you get up to stand, you are done with me. If you're ready for more, we're moving on to part 2. Okay, here we are in part 2, back in standing. You can walk yourself closer towards the center of your mat. Let me just scoot this back a little bit. Your feet are gonna go about hips distance apart. And actually, I'm gonna stay facing this way. Feet about hips distance, all 10 toes are pointed forward. Your arms are going to reach out in front of you, and we'll take an inhale right here. Stand up tall, press down into those heels, tuck the tailbone under. You're going to send the hips back as you bend into your knees. And I want you to bring it down into the deepest squat that you can. Good. So maybe you can tap your butt down towards the mat. And then when you're ready, you're going to press into your heels, bring yourself all the way up to stand. Okay, we do that 3 more times. Inhale up at the top. Exhale, send the hips down and back. Maybe you can get your thighs past that parallel point with the mat and then press into your heels. Come all the way back up. For 2, inhale at the top. Exhale, take it down. Good. 1 more. Inhale at the top. Exhale, send it back. Press into the heels. Come all the way back up. Good. From there, you can lower the arms down. And now we're just going to take like our normal squat, right? So try and hit the thighs to parallel. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press into the heels and lift. If you'd like to add on that little sway of the arms, I like to do that too. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Now the nice thing is, in the first part of this class, we just got a little bit of hamstring work. Glute and hamstring, really. I like the prone position for a lot of reasons. Back extension is good for us, but it's also a good spot for us to really work on that mind-muscle connection with the back body. So as we're standing up out of this squat, can you drive down into the heels and connect into those same muscles that we just worked? Good. When you get to the top of your squat, it's not a thrust forward. It's not a squeeze forward like this. Do you see what's happening? It's just a little pause at the top. Good. All right, we're going for 4. For 3. For 2. Last 1. Good, and then bring it back down into that squat, about halfway down. Tuck the tailbone, so we have that nice flat back, nice long diagonal line from the tailbone all the way up at the crown of the head. Shift your weight over into your left leg, pull that right foot in to meet the left. Have you missed these? You're going to step the right toes back and then pull them right back in. Okay, step it back, pull it in, just for 4. For 3. For 2. Last 1. Good. And then step that right foot back out. Okay, you're going to come through center and then right back into your squat. Standing up, you'll inhale, lower, exhale, lift. The pace is going to be up to you. Okay, so if you want to go faster and you feel like you can control that, that's wonderful. And I love that. Okay, if you need it slower, I'm right there with you. Let's go for 4. for 3, 2, last one. Good, and then we're gonna come back down into that squat. Tucking the tailbone, we're right about at halfway in our squat, okay? It doesn't have to be super deep. Shift your weight so you come over into that right leg and then pull the left foot in closer towards the right. When you're ready, we step that left foot back, tap the toes, exhale, pull it back in. We go back, not moving anything through that right side for 4, for 3, 2, and then one more. Good. Left foot steps back out to hips distance. Our weight is centered, period. I'm just gonna turn this way. We're going back into that squat so you can stand up, and this time we'll add on. You'll lower down, and then as you stand up, you're going to drive up through that right knee. Lower down, and then drive up through the left. Lower, lower, and then drive the knee. Lower and lift, lower and lift. You'll notice probably on one side it's easier to balance than it is on the other. That's okay. You guys all know this. It's very normal to have one side that, you know, feels like it just does things better or does things easier. That is so normal. Don't let it freak you out. Good. Let's go for 4. For 3. For 2, keep breathing. Last one. Good, and then whichever side you land on, you're going to stand onto that leg, lifting the opposite knee up. Your knee stays in line with your hip, and if at any point it's not working, you just lower your toes down, tap the toes towards the mat. Okay, from here, we're staying balanced on one leg, reaching the arms so they go out in front of us. You're going to keep, actually, if you don't have the left foot down and the right knee lifted, do that, or else it's going to be too confusing. Reach the arms out in front of you. Keep the left arm where it's at. You're going to inhale as you sweep that right arm down by your hip, and then start to reach it back behind you. Good. Exhale as you come back around through center. Just moving that right side for 3. For 2. And then one more. Good. You can drop your foot through center, take a second, breathe. We're going to find a squat and then get into that opposite side the same way we came into the first, pressing down into the right heel, lifting up through that left knee. Okay, maybe a little bend into your right knee just so that you can stabilize. Arms are reaching out in front of you. This time we keep the right arm still. You're going to inhale as you drop that left hand towards the hip. Start to reach it back, and it might not go as far. It's okay. Exhale as you come back around through center. Remember, toes can come down at any point. We go for 3. For 2. Good, and then one more. Ooh. Ah. Good, arms come through center. You can take both feet down, just walk them out a little bit wider. Before we get into this next section, we're just gonna take a little bit of a stretch. Inhale, bend the knees, circle the arms. And then exhale, press the hands down for 3. Bend the knees, lift the arms. Press down, we go for 2. And then one more. Good, okay, I lied. One more. Bend the knees, reach the arms, and then this time hinge forward at the hips. Coming down into that forward fold. Hands can come in front of you. Maybe walk the feet in just a little bit closer. You'll inhale as you bend into your knees, coming down into that nice deep squat. Maybe it's as deep as where we started. Maybe it's not. Exhale, press into the heels, press the hips back up for 3 more. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. For 2, bend. And press. And then one more, bend. Good. and press. Perfect. Once the hips go back up, let's roll ourselves all the way up to stand, articulating up through the spine, shoulders on top of hips, crown of the head lifts up. Awesome. Okay, from here, we're going to keep the feet nice and wide. You can do a slight turnout of the toes, kind of mimicking a couple of things that we did down on the mat. We did a spine twist. Right now we're gonna do a standing saw. So same kind of idea. You reach the arms so they go out to T. You're going to inhale as you twist the upper body over towards the left. Taking the right hand, you're going to reach towards the outside of the left foot, reaching that left arm back. Exhale as you come up through center, arms to T, and then inhale, we twist and reach over towards the right. Exhale up through center, untwist to the left, and then to the right. Good, let's go for 3. And 3. For 2. And 2. One more. And then one more. Good. Coming all the way through center, you're going to take the right hand behind the head, reach the left arm so it goes down by your side. Again, similar thing to what we did on the mat. You're going to inhale, side bend over towards the left, and then exhale, use that right side oblique, come back up through center. Not for a lot. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, bring it back in. Let's go for 3. For 2. And then one more. Good. Come back up through center, and then you're gonna take it down into your squat, opening up at the hips, opening up through the knees. Left hand can come behind the left leg or in front, whatever's more comfortable. Same thing. You're gonna inhale, go up and over. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back in for 3. For 2. And then one more. Okay, you can stand all the way up, drop that right arm down, and then take a second, roll the shoulders. We'll go right into the same thing on the other side, keeping the feet where they're at. Left hand is going to come right here behind the head, bending at the elbow, opening up towards the side of the room. Right arm reaches down by your side. Inhale as you go up and over, side body stretch. Exhale as we use that left side, rebuild the spine. We go up and over, and then back in. Good, for 3. For 2. And then one more. Good, and then bend into your knees. Nice deep squat, opening the hips, opening the knees. We take the right hand, either behind the right leg or in front of the right leg. Inhale as you go up and over, trying to keep the hips still. Exhale through center. Inhale up and over. Exhale through center. We go for 3. For 2. And then one more. Good, you can stand all the way up. Again, dropping that left arm down. Take a couple circles. I was gonna say swolls, circles and rolls through the shoulders. Good, nice deep breaths. Awesome, okay, from here, feet are staying where they're at. Toes out, heels in. We're tucking the tailbone under, hands can come to the hips. Just inhale as you bend into the knees. Exhale as you press into the heels. Come back up to stand. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Pace is up to you. Depth of the squat's gonna be up to you as well. Okay. Lower and lift. It doesn't have to be anything wild, but I do want you to imagine that you're sliding straight down a wall, sliding straight back up. Or sometimes what you'll hear if you take classes in person, you might hear an instructor say, like, move like you're sliding between 2 panes of glass. Or just like 2 walls or anything. Let's go for 4. For 3. 2. Last one, you're gonna take it down, hold it right there. Opening up at the hips, opening up at the knees, hands coming behind the head just for 4 reps. We're gonna side bend towards the left and come through center towards the right. And through center, we go for 3 and 3, for 2 and 2, one more, and 1. We come through center. Arms can lower down. You stay low in that squat. Maybe the arms reach out in front of you. That's what feels natural to me. Press into the heels. We go 10 pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You stand all the way up, lowering the arms. Let's walk the feet in a little bit closer, and then just start to take a march, lifting the knee up in line with the hip. Oh, I'm gonna blame the humidity for how it feels right now. Okay, keep on marching. Just march your way back towards the back edge of your mat, wherever you want that to be. It's up to you. Feet are gonna go about hips distance apart, and we're just gonna start by rolling down, nodding the chin to the chest, rounding forward through the shoulders, maybe letting the hands slide down the front of the legs, little bend into the knees. Hands can come down. Pause right there, and then you're just gonna roll it right back up, drawing in from the belly button, rebuilding the spine inch by inch, piece by piece, shoulders on top of hips, crown of the head lifts up. For 3 more. All we do is round it forward. Good, inhale, and then exhale back up. Good, for 2. And then 1 more, inhale. And exhale, round it forward. Once we get down to the bottom of this one, both hands can come down. You're gonna bend into your right knee, straighten out through your left. Right hand stays down, we'll reach up through that left arm. Good, bring it back through center, bending into the left knee, left hand down, straighten down. Straighten out through the right leg, reach that right arm up, fingertips towards the ceiling. Good, I have to pretend I can speak sometimes. When you're ready, right hand comes down. Let's do that one more time each side. Bending into the right knee, straightening out the left leg, reaching up through that left arm, fingertips towards the ceiling. Good, and we'll switch, taking the left hand down, bending the left knee, reaching up through that right arm. Good, when you're ready, coming all the way back through center. Both hands are down, maybe you have a little bend into your knees. You're going to walk yourself forward so that you find a high plank. You could also find a low plank or find a plank with your knees down, okay? Shoulders over the wrist, we're tucking the tailbone, we're squeezing the glutes, we're flexing the feet, holding 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pike the hips up, maybe walk the feet in a little bit closer to you, pressing the heels down, pressing the chest towards the tops of the legs, finding your down dog stretch. Again, maybe you want to pedal out through the knees, bending one knee, pushing the opposite heel down, and then switching through center. Let's just keep on pedaling those legs for 2. Sorry, don't mean to get so weird. And 1 more. Good. Lift up high onto both of the toes. Push both of the heels down, and then again, walk your hands in towards your feet. Anchoring the heels down, we're going to take a generous bend into the knees. Opposite hand reaches for opposite elbow, and we'll take that little sway of the upper body from side to side. Good. Really giving your spine a moment to decompress. Good. Good, and when you're ready, hands can come down. You're going to roll yourself so that you come all the way up to stand. Okay, once you get all the way up to stand, just take a moment, because all the blood might rush to your head. That's okay. Your feet will stay where they're at, hips distance or just slightly wider. We're taking the left hand to the hip, right hand towards the shoulder. I'll flip towards you guys. It's just gonna be a side body stretch. My arm's gonna get cut off, but you know where we're going. Inhale, you're going to reach up and over through that right arm. And you can tilt your gaze up towards the right elbow. That can sometimes be nice. Exhale as you come through center. And then let's do that same thing on the other side. Right hand to the hip, left hand to the shoulder. Inhale up and over. Exhale all the way through center. We're gonna take both hands down, big bend into the knees, circle the arms up and around. Pressing down into the heels like you're planting roots, really pressing heavy into that mat like you're growing up really, really tall. Reaching the fingertips up, lifting the shoulders towards the ears. One big inhale, and then exhale, we can let it all go. Good. From right there, you guys can take any other stretches that you feel like you need, but you're all finished with me for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this class. You're awesome and you can do anything you put your mind to, and I'll see you in the next one.